Beep beep. Yeah, it does look pretty good. It's one of those games where you sometimes look like out of the corner of your eye at something and go, "Ooh, that's just real nice." Like, I reckon there's games that technically look better or use like better technical, graphical, techniques and whatnot. But nobody ever quite goes for. Oh, that's handy. Nobody ever actually tries to do photorealism. That's not to say these guys have necessarily got that down, but it's a pretty good try at least. Yeah, they did a big lighting and graphics overhaul a while back before the 0.63 update or stress tests and whatnot, and it looks pretty good. They also did loads of work on basically replacing all of the trees on the entire map and completely redid the forests. Fucking die, Jesus. Oh, some machete, but I can't carry that and the water bottle without a bag or something. Kinda need the water bottle pretty badly. Yeah, you can sort of stun lock the zombies pretty easily. I'm gonna take this for now. Try and remember where that bottle is and come back for it. But if you get more than one and you get hit a couple of times, they stagger you and then they just completely muller you. Like, it doesn't take long for them to actually kill you. These are apple trees. Yeah, the player characters look a bit dead-eyed, don't they? Although this guy looks a little... I don't know, he's like mid-40s. He's had enough of your shit. Battery. Battery. I really want to see if I can get some basic bits and pieces from here before I head off. Maybe find a well or something so I can get loads of water in me. Yeah, especially not when he's holding a machete. Oh. Can I wear that? Oh no, it replaces my jumper. Should be able to put coats on over the top, I think. I suppose. I suppose I'm already wearing a t-shirt under this. Yeah, to be honest, this is on the stress test at the moment. They had some problems and everything's been delayed for like 2 weeks whilst they fucked around with server performance and whatnot. But I managed to get about 3-hour sort of session on it the other day, and I just kind of wanted to hop on there and just have a poke at some of the stuff that they'd added. And then 3 hours later, I was like, I've just had a really good fun time. It was kind of almost surprising, to be honest. I guess we're going to leave that water bottle behind because we got to stop fucking around here and start heading somewhere. Just hope we get there before we die of hunger or something. Might be able to find some mushrooms in the woods though. I can't remember off the top of my head exactly what they've changed. They've added some extra guns and scopes, which makes a big difference. Because scopes are relatively rare, and they give you like this whole game is sort of built around finding cool stuff. You know, that fun feeling of finding like a piece of loot in a video game. You know, that's a lot of what the looting is like on this. So having sort of higher tier stuff to get to, like something to aspire to, means that you're always on the move, always doing stuff. I think there's just about enough content in here at the moment that there's enough to do. It's nowhere near where it should be, but you can actually get a sniper rifle now as well, which makes a big difference. So if you want to go down that route, get into fighting people and sniping them and stuff, that's in there. But check out these woods, man. It's like slightly misty out there. I think half the time I was just kind of running around, really just chilled out, walking through the woods, just going, ooh, isn't this nice? And before you know it, you've just lost a couple of hours. Just sprint along here with my machete. Nothing could go wrong. There's kind of a much bigger variety of like trees and bushes and shrubs and like these sort of dead trees and tree stumps and logs and all this stuff and all the leaves on the ground. It just kind of feels really authentic, you know? Like it does actually feel like you're in the woods rather than just amongst a bunch of really tall brown polygons, you know? Everything's swaying around. Maybe the tree sways a little bit over the top, but that's something they added recently as well. They've added moving water, like streams and stuff, but I don't think they've actually fully like implemented them on all parts of the map. So I can imagine this might be some nice little like stream bed trickling down the hill kind of thing. Yeah, man, they spent a shit ton of money on little brass leaf sets, you know. Ooh. Oh, what have we here? Just imagine how many buckets of like static grass they had to use. It's just ridiculous. I hear a chicken. Yeah, fuck you, chicken. Oh yeah. Yeah. They also added, I think, a whole bunch of different animals. I think wolves are back in, so you can get chased by packs of wolves. Then there's like cows and sheep and deer and whatnot, so you can go hunting and skinning them and stuff to get food. And use their skins to create stuff like you can make like crafts. I think at the moment you can only craft backpacks, but I think the idea is you can craft clothes and stuff. Use like sticks and string and whatnot to make bows, so you can go proper like hermit, like mountain man, if you wanted to. And just like live in a you know, an improvised bivouac in the woods, shooting deer with arrows. I've really got to find a well, pretty desperately, to be honest. Oh shit, I found a can of Coke, didn't I? unfortunately, I can't eat the chicken skin, the chicken's raw anymore. I think they put illness and getting sick back in this patch as well. So eating raw chicken is gonna not do you any good. I think at the very least you'll end up puking all over the place, and then you lose hydration and food for having thrown up. So I've got all this food, but I need to make a fire to be able to do anything with it. Man, I'm glad this jump animation's in here. It's like more of a long jump, like a leap, but that animation is not quite there yet. Come on, zombie man, I've got a machete now. Fucking wife beater. I think it might be getting darker. It's kind of hard to tell what time of day it is when you come in first. It's like, is it dawn or dusk? Oh, fuck. What's that? A kiwi? Huh. Food's food, I guess. Yeah, one of the designers was on Twitter the other day saying, yeah, we put this jump in, but it's like the first iteration, like it's not final. So as with basically everything in this game, it's like as it stands right now, sort of pinch of salt situation, but they'll get there in the end, I guess. Check for apples. There's another chicken around. I don't think I've got the storage space for it though. See, my hands are all bloody from skinning the chicken, which I think gives me an increased chance of getting ill from eating stuff with my hands. See a fucking well anywhere. Come on, mate. Can of Coke will do that. Yeah, if I've got a bottle of water, if I find a well or a lake or whatever, I can wash my hands. Actually, I might be able to go do it down by the sea. Fuck it, I'm just going to eat this. You can go a long way if you really eat a lot of food or drink a lot of water. You can go a long way before it becomes a problem. But when you, I mean, I'm a fresh spawn, like what, 15 minutes in or whatever. When you first spawn, you're relatively low on those things. It's like a real priority just to get as much food and drink into you as quickly as possible before you start heading off and doing anything crazy. Yeah, I think the sun's setting. As it goes as well, the close combat, like the hand-to-hand combat's not too bad. Like, I think it's a little bit janky animation-wise, but then I think every game with melee combat in it kind of is. But you can, oh sweet, yes, oh well. If you step backwards, you raise your fists, and you can block. If you're getting attacked with something sharp, like a knife or something, you'll still start bleeding, but it sort of absorbs damage. And if you run, you can do a Yeah, like a big attack. Okay. How do can I wash my hands here? Maybe I need to put my machete down. Looks like wash hands is an option there, but it's not letting me scroll to it. Well, guess we'll just have to deal with dirty hands. Yeah, Rob, it is actually quite similar to that. You know, that first hour or so, the first day of Minecraft, you just have to make sure you've got somewhere to live, you know, and you're not left out in the dark for that first night. It's very much like that. See, right now, my basically just going to sit here just keep spamming F and drink as much of this as I can, and then we're pretty much good to go. Start heading inland. I have an idea of where I want to go, so. This was the least populated out of the 6 servers that were up there. It was basically 3 in the US with shit pings, and there's 3 in Sweden, of which 2 were completely full, and this one was like medium. Whoa!
Die!
Oh, okay. Fuck that guy. Seriously, he really made me jump. Yeah, cunt. Seriously. CPR? I don't want to do CPR on you, you dick. Can I murder you whilst you're on the ground? Fucking make sure he's dead. I think he was unconscious. He didn't know I had that friggin' machete. Alright, check this out. Yeah, now who's human steak? Not me. I'll take some of those for spares. We'll eat some of that. See what Right. Okay, I think I'm a pretty good neck there. Take a bit more water. You know, Tom, sometimes needs must, right? And sometimes you just get hungry. Okay. I still didn't find a backpack or any clothes or anything with more storage space, so this might be a bit of a pain in the arse. Let's get the fuck off the coast and avoid any more crazy Russian fresh spawns from ambushing us. A spooky, like dead tree, just kind of lonely there, and like against the sky. It's just like, ew. I've got a stamina bar down there at the bottom left, and I feel like they've upped the amount of stamina you get in this patch, or they've because you get less stamina the more weight you're carrying, and obviously stamina affects your ability to jump or sprint. And I don't know if they've just like adjusted it so that the weight you're carrying doesn't impact the stamina quite so much, or if they've just straight up increased the amount of stamina. But I feel like you can sprint a bit further than you used to be able to. Not that I had much experience in it. Are you going to skin your battery and cook it over a fire, Rob? Ouch. Okay, I'm going to need some... Yeah, maybe it doesn't recharge quite so quickly or something, but... Alright, I'm going to drop some shit here and hopefully be able to find it again. Leave my human meat there as well. Delicious, delicious lithium. Okay, so I should be able to cut some bark. Get one of those. Oh great, so that's super big as well. What's going on there? I'll do it right here. Cut the bush down. If I had a proper axe, I could cut down a full tree. One wooden stick. Split that into thirds. Oh, owls. Awesome. Get some sticks, which are also too fucking big for me to carry with my machete in my hands. I think it was this tree. God, I wish I had a backpack or something that wasn't complete shit. Get me sticks. Get me machete back. Come here, machete. Oh wow, that sounds actually pretty horrific. I mean, I knew batteries went bang if you chuck them in fires and whatnot. Not there's, you know, them exploding and stuff, like all those stories of the was it the S8, Galaxy S8, was it, or Note 8 or whatever, which one it was that blew up or kept blowing up? Long wooden stick. That's what we want. Okay. Ugh. So let's see. Oh right, my stick can go on my back. That's all right. Combine. No. Do I need to sharpen that? I'll try and figure out how to do this without having any bloody storage space. So we need that. We need. Where's my sticks? Combine to create a hand drill. At the moment, there's not a whole lot of crafting, I don't think. Well, what I'm doing now is crafting, like making combining stuff to make a fire. All right, I need kindling, I think. I do it on the ground like this. All of this stuff has changed size. It used to be fine. Oh wait, no, I know what I need to do. I need to combine the rags, I think. Craft a fireplace. Yeah, so I need kindling and I need fuel. There you go, to make a fire. You can make clothes and backpacks and stuff as well if you've got the right materials. Like I think if you get like a rope and a burlap sack, you can make a there we go, fireplace. Or you can skin animals and use that. Wood stick in there as well, so we've got some more fuel. Use our... Where are you, fire? It's kind of really hard to see what I'm doing. I need a bit more space. Okay, let's get all this shit out of the way. This is way more frustrating than it needs to be just because of the fact that I don't have any bloody storage space to do anything with. Ah, here we go, ignite the fire. With the hand drill kit, we'll rub our stick and our bit of bark together. Okay, there we go. Chuck that on the ground, get me wooden stick, get this guy's left arm, combine it. Here we go. Because nobody wants to eat raw human flesh. It's alright, my guy's seen some things. Man, it got really dark really quickly. Do you reckon that's a bicep or a tricep? Okay. Let's get all this shit cooked up before my fire goes out. Can you imagine how cozy this would be when you're out in the sticks? You know, a few of you just sitting around a campfire like this, like with your little tent set up and cooking your human flesh and your marshmallows and whatnot. Once the weather effects come in and the you know, rain and cold and whatnot affect you, then it's going to be really important to find shelter and warmth, I think. Or stalking through the woods and then finding some poor suckers sitting there cooking their stuff. You sneak up to them in the dark and give them the old murder. I mean, look how close somebody could get up to me without me even seeing them. Yeah. Some arsehole throws a whole box of bullets in there and it's just like... Oh. Hey buddy, you alright? Do you want some meat? Are you hungry? Yeah, okay. Disappeared off into the night. I was so gonna feed him that guy's butt. Why do I keep standing in the fire? That's not what's going on. I wonder if he would have known. Like, here, mate, have this. Don't worry, the guy was only a crazy Russian boxing amateur boxer. Kind of freaked me out there again as well, though. You just get that kind of like, what's this guy going to do? Am I going to have to beat him to death with a piece of half-cooked, you know, testicle on a stick? Or... Alright. Get the old machete back. We are good to go. Kind of have a rough idea of where I am actually, which is some kind of friggin' miracle. Yeah, could you imagine? Some road flare. Again, it's kind of annoying. If I had a backpack, I could put my machete in it, and I've got a road flare that I can light to give some kind of oh, fuck, I can't carry that. Bullets. I've got nowhere to carry this water bottle in either, which would be super handy to have. Ooh. Actually, can this go on my back? No? Neither can that. Okay, we'll swap out for the hatchet. Oh, fuck, gunshots. Who the fuck's got a gun all the way down here? Okay, I'm gonna fuck off into the woods. Oh wow, a stream. Oh, I've never seen this before. This must be new. There's some shit going down over there. fuck this, I'm getting out of here. Got no friggin' idea where I'm going, but let's just try and get some space between us and them. I think I need to head in roughly this direction, but it's hard to tell since, well, what's that? Buildings or something down here somewhere. If I could just find a backpack, I would be so happy. No, there's no map. There's a website you can go to with a map, but obviously you can't. There's no "you are here" on that, and I think if they add an in-game map, it's not going to have a "you are here" either. You'll need to find a map as well. You won't just spawn with one, and you'll need to figure out where you are based on landmarks and whatnot, or just plain experience. There's more buildings back there, but fuck it. I'm alright for now. There is a compass in now, though, thankfully. Yeah, they had maps in before. They've just not re-added them. I don't know what they'll end up being like, but they were literally a sort of in-game sheet of paper. And sometimes you'd only find part of a map, like just the, you know, southwest corner or whatever. But you do have to properly navigate. What there is in this at the moment, though, is actually, there's these trails. You see this? This marker means that we're on a trail, just by complete fluke, as I was about to mention it. Check this house out. And trails crisscross the map all over the place. Hello. What the fuck is in that bush? Fucking ask you some questions, Dick. But yeah, the trails crisscross all over the place, and there's loads of these rest stops along the way on the trails, which I have a big map board up, and the name of the place you're in. So you can kind of cross-reference on the map there. Zombie town over here. Okay, I'm pretty badly hurt. I've got a bit of a limp going on anyway. This is some proper fucking Blair Witch shit, this is. Yee. Kind of got the willies about this place. Okay, not too bad. We recovered back to... Don't know what that weird creaking noise is, but I've got to eat, and I can't eat on the move because I've got nowhere to store my hatchet whilst I do so. So let's eat this nice, tasty human steak. Yeah, Rob. There are maps on the walls along the hiking trails. So if you find one, you can follow it along, get to a sort of rest stop, and see what's going on. Try and figure out where you are. One thing to note though is all the place names on all the maps and on the road signs and all that kind of stuff are all in Cyrillic. So it kind of makes it this. Actually, I'm going to just save one. So you're kind of doing this sort of pattern matching thing because you can't, I mean, unless you can read Cyrillic. Oh, I forgot, I've got beer. Yeah, boy. Excuse me. I'm just checking to see if there's a gamma setting I can fiddle. Filter, color correction. Gamma, there we go. That should be a little bit brighter now, I think. Oh, it's getting lighter though, I think. Is it? Or maybe we're just out of the woods so we can actually see the sky now. Let's see if we can find the Big Dipper. Is that the Big Dipper there? I think so. Which means that should be the North Star, I think. That's, Which means I think I'm heading in the wrong direction. So I think that's got to be north. Okay, let's just head north. Let's see if this is north. Did get kind of spun around in those woods earlier, so who knows where we are. And not that I'd have a particularly good idea to start with. Yeah, the star map should be realistic and should therefore let you navigate if you know what you're doing. The only one I know is that Big Dipper to the North Star situation. But I always find it really hard to find the Big Dipper most of the time. Obviously it'll be dawn soon as well, so sun rises in the east, right? Yeah, you're absolutely right. Getting up high does help, especially to get over all the woods, of which there is a multitude. Although some of these woods are really big, and you know, you find yourself just right in the thick of them. You can't see, like, barely see the sky. There's Zomble. It's like some kind of creepy old man zombie. Ooh, rope. What's this? Oh my god, a pistol. I've got no space to carry it though, I don't think. Unless I ditch the rope, but I'd actually rather keep the rope at this point. So it should let me build a backpack if I can't find one. There are indeed a plethora of woods. I mean, basically, you can see this whole friggin' area is pretty much woods as far as the eye can see at the moment. Obviously, the problem with trees is they stop you from seeing the sky, which means finding those stars becomes more of a problem. Of course, it gets to be kind of running simulator time when you're just kind of out in the middle of nowhere with nothing much going on. It's really nice and atmospheric, and I do quite enjoy just sort of strolling through the woods. But the action is relatively few and far between, I'll be honest. That said, maybe I should have carried on down the coast. There's two of the biggest cities along there. Maybe get into some more trouble over that way. What's going on here? Where are we? Signs of life. Or road at least. Pretty much heading around at random at this point though, because I have no idea where I am, and even if I wanted to get to the coast, I think I'd struggle. Yeah, it's definitely fun with other people, you know, because you can just kind of hang out and just chat and just kind of hang out, if you see what I mean. But then when something does go down and you meet some other players or whatever, the combat is just heart pounding. Like as soon as I heard the footsteps earlier, when that guy came and tried to punch me at the well, like my heart rate just went up, and I sort of had to kite him around and think, oh shit, I've got that machete. Where's my machete? Just with the not. I mean, even early on, when I don't really have a lot of gear to lose, it wouldn't be the end of the world. But when you've played your character several hours old and you've, you know, found some cool shit, you know, ooh, hunting thing. You know, you've just got so much to lose if you get killed. What's that? Hunting knife. Okay. Means I can drop the hatchet at least. I'll carry it for now until I don't need it. Come on. Alright, let's check these buildings out. Our vehicles are coming. They're not in yet though. There's a handful of various cars and off-roads and that, and then they'll be adding a helicopter at some point, just like a little bird, a hummingbird, whatever, a little bird. I suppose more to come. So here we are. We're at Chinkta. Tinkta. There is actually a trick I learned or discovered. If you've got Google Lens, where are you? Oh yeah. Well, you can take photos of stuff and translate it. Translate, there we go. English challenge. Tolga. Oh, there you go. Tulga. Tolga. Yeah, it just helps you look them up on the map. But yeah, once vehicles come in, and once there's, you know, at the moment there's the Mosin bolt action, like old school bolt action rifle. Ooh, tin of tuna. Don't mind if I do. Oh, that's bullets for the gun that I left behind earlier. Not that I had a magazine for it anyway, but whatever. But yeah, the best sniper you can get is like an old school bolt action rifle, and then if you're lucky enough to find the scope that fits it. And then the scope's only like a 2x or something like that. It's not like this awesome thing. But once the really good shit starts coming in, like the Dragonov like rifle and things like that, you're just gonna have more and more cool shit to sort of. There'll always be something better than what you've got, like, you know. Just gonna drink this. I'll take it easy, Tom. I'll speak to you soon. But yeah, vehicles are kind of the same. Vehicles and helicopters are just like hard to find, or at least they used to be hard to find. I don't know if they'll be more like less difficult now. They're usually in a state of disrepair, needing fuel. You know, so you'll need to find the components. You need to have the right tools and the right components to fix them up, like, you know, new wheels or tires or spark plugs or whatever. Get all that stuff together, and it's like an epic effort, like sort of quest. And then when you finally got your own vehicle up and running, it's just like, you know, there's not really any kind of stats and level ups and all that kind of shit, but it's there's like a long progression from finding yourself like in your pants on the coast with a new character, all the way up to getting fully geared and with a car or a helicopter, even boats at some point, presumably. I don't know. Ooh, I like. Oh yeah. I have to say that the scopes look really beautiful as well. There's like something about the way that they blur and around the edges and everything. Just look really nice. I've done a good job of that. Maybe I should actually bring this map up and see if I can find out where I actually am. Maybe having some kind of a plan might not be a terrible idea. You're not a zombie, you're a scarecrow. Keep searching these sheds because there might be a burlap sack in one of them. Should be able to. I think I should be able to make a backpack from that with a rope. Yep. There's one thing that movie got right, is that scarecrows are fucking dumb. I would not expect one to be able to solve even the simplest of maths problems. For fuck's sake, I just want a backpack. Give me backpack. Don't know if I've just been really unlucky not to find one, or... Of course, the closer you are to the coast... Where's like, oh my god, what's spun around? Where did I even come from? stuff close to the coast obviously has, you know, dying and respawning new players all popping into existence, so they kind of gets picked over pretty often. All the crafting stuff, yeah. I'll keep an eye out for that. Hold on, I'm just going to have a search for DayZ map. Let's just see if I can find out where I actually am. Tolga. Oh right, I see where I am. I think what I thought was north was definitely not north. But that's okay, we'll keep heading towards Electro. Need to keep heading south, west. That's the movie, Wizard of Oz, that's what I was looking for. To be honest, I think I'm doing alright for water, but whilst we've got the opportunity, maybe it'll let me wash my hands here. No, that seems like it's fucked somehow. Great. Pair of old boots, lovely. There should be a smaller path out of here, I think. It's the main road. According to the map, there should be a small path coming off this. Right, this way. I wonder if that crafting stuff was just happening because I was trying to do it on the. I was doing it all on the floor rather than like in my hands. Was this where I came from? Maybe. Yeah, maybe, but still, this is the way I want to go. Follow this little track. It's roughly, heading roughly west. Should be a map here somewhere, I think. This is one of the trails. Poor Hamilton. What's the other place? Just make sure I think I'm on the right path according to the map. I don't know, it's hard to tell. Okay, still pretty sure this is the right road. Actually, there's a goal. I know if this is the road I think it is, and I'm pretty sure it is, we should be able to go and take a look at one of the castles. Looks like we're on another hiking trail as well, so we can keep an eye. We won't get lost if we can keep an eye out for the trail markers. Man, it's really dark. It's got darker, hasn't it? Nope, map says carry on. Okay, we've got a fair bit of food on us. That should last us for a while, but kind of like to find a drink if possible. No, that's bollocks. We just drank a load of that village. We should be good to go for quite a while. Yeah, no worries, dude. You sleep well. It's a shame about the time of day on here, because like the darkness is really atmospheric and everything, but it doesn't come across very well if you're on a stream. Like, I'd love to find some deer to go hunting or something like that, but it's not going to happen in the dark. Alright, Rob. Take it easy, man. I'll speak to you soon, alright? Alright, I think the castle is this way. What's that? Yeah, okay. We are exactly where I thought we were. That's some good map reading, me. I deserve to pat myself on the back for that. Go check out this spooky castle in the middle of the spooky woods in the spooky night time. Oh, I can't see shit in here. Actually, oh, thought I wasn't going to find a way out then. I can't put this hatchet on my back. Fuck it, we're going to switch it to the road flare and see how it looks. I've not actually used it yet, so... Okay, that brings back so many memories of the original mod back in the day when it first came out and everybody spawned. Ooh, also purification tablets. Everybody spawned with a road flare, and 9 times out of 10, because the servers were like the time of day on the server was always the time of day on like your local time of day, like wherever you lived. Only times I'd get to play it is when I got back from work, and obviously most of the time you'd end up playing in the dark because, you know, you get back from work at night time. And so it's just always this spooky pitch darkness with all these horrible zombies and everybody using these road flares to try and light things up, no matter how little. So you just get all these kind of creepy dark villages and towns where people have been throwing, oh, fuck that zombie, throwing their road flares about to light the place. So everything had this eerie red glow. And you just see these silhouettes of zombies or players sort of as they cross the light sources, like just these shadows. It was proper spooky. Let's see if there's anything spawns inside. Okay. Okay, this is the way we came up. And there's the road. Okay, so hopefully if we follow this down, we should end up near Electro and go and actually have a look around a proper town. Maybe we'll find ourselves in a bit more trouble. find some cool stuff. At least they've got a police station there or something, so we can hopefully find a weapon or... It's mostly just aimlessly wandering around in the woods, walking in circles most of the time so far. Try to do a little bit of navigation via the stars, but I don't know if they're completely accurate. Like, I felt like I should have been going north, but I was actually going more like, you know, south. Although now I think about it, just going to quickly Google finding the North Star. Okay, yeah. I knew there was a trick. If you find the Big Dipper, there's a trick where you can follow it along. You know, like, it looks like kind of like a frying pan, and you've kind of got a long handle coming off of one side, and then the other side of the Big Dipper is kind of like a bowl shape of 4 stars. Now I know there's a way of finding the North Star from the Big Dipper, and I got it wrong. I thought you find the handle of the frying pan of the Big Dipper and follow that along. What's that? Purification tablets. Follow that along until you get to the bright star. And that's the North Star, but it's not. It's the you go from the handle all the way down the handle around the pan bit of the frying pan, and those last 2 stars that make up the edge of the frying pan, you follow that line up and away from the pan. That's where the North Star is. So I went the wrong direction, so no wonder I ended up going south rather than north. No big surprise there. I mean, fuck it, I don't claim to be a sky master. I don't know. But I'll try and remember that for next time. This roleplay has lasted a good long time though, so I'm pretty happy about that. Oh, I don't think throwing is in yet, that I'm aware of. I feel like I can cut across here. What's going on there? Some weird artifacting going on there. That looks like buildings and stuff, so let's head that direction. Maybe that's electro. It's about this sort of time when you lose sight of your destination and you're in the woods and you think, did I turn at some point and end up going a different direction? Am I still heading the way I'm supposed to be going? Especially in the dark like this. 10 times worse in the dark. And now I start second guessing myself. But no, okay, that looks like, is that a building? There's certainly some square stuff. That's a road, I think. Okay, yep. So Electro's down here. This is the dam. This is where I start to head towards Electro, and then some asshole with a Mosin goes, "Hey, what's that bright shining light?" Excuse me. And then we get a ting, and I'm dead. Oh, fuck you, zombie. Can get flared, you fuck up. Die. Oh, what's this little place? Oh, neat. It's like the little holiday homes thing, like a camping place. I don't think I've been here before. I've definitely not been here before. Yes, backpack. Thank you. Finally, after all this time. Right. Oh no, that's a zombie shit. I thought that was a player for a second. But of course, because zombies spawn in buildings these days. He gave me the willies. IV start kit, log bag kit. Okay, now we need to deal with this zombie. Oh no, he's gone. Wow, this road player really is just going and going and going, isn't it? Oh, fuck off, zombie! Whoa, easy, tiger. Friendly, 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 friendly. All I've got is a road flare and nothing else. Fuckers. Fuck. I knew that road flare wasn't going to do me any good. God damn it. For a second there, I thought they might even be helping me. I'm not dead, though. Oh, nope. Okay. Well, that put an end to that. Hardly surprising, running around with a great big fiery stick in my hand, that somebody would spot me and mug me to death. Pretty fucking creepy though. I think they were both wearing those dodgy clown masks. Just creepy ass looking clown masks running out of the friggin' darkness like that into my road flare, the red light in my road flare. Yeesh. Fucking swinging machetes around like lunatics. I was trying to get my knife out there at the end, but realised I really should have put my knife onto my bloody hotbar, shouldn't I? Okay, where am I? I have no idea where this is. I've never spawned here before. Not that I should know. Is that the coast then, I wonder? Or is that a lake? That's got to be the coast, hasn't it? Can of drink. Let's just glug that right away. Well, and a well. Just going to throw a bunch of water down my throat whilst I've got a chance. Let's see if we can find some food. It's always a good idea. When you start, you don't have that much time before you start to dehydrate. So the first thing you do is find a well. Just drink and drink and drink as much as you can. Get it right up there. I know the water marker down there is white, but that just means that you're not thirsty, not that you're full. So if you just fill up with as much water as you can as soon as possible, they'll give you... Oh, okay, I've just seen a little icon there. It's showing me that I was getting full. I've not seen that icon before. It's hard to tell when you're actually full, and I know that if you eat too much or drink too much in one go, you'll end up throwing up, which kind of puts you back to square one. Now we need some food, if at all possible. We should be able to go a good amount of time now without needing to drink, or without it becoming too much of a problem. I think this has got to be way up north on the east coast, if I was to have a guess. I know they over time they've expanded the map north and west quite a bit from what it originally was, so I don't recognise any of this. I played a lot of the original mod back in the day, and then all like Overwatch and Overpoch and whatever, all that lot. for a good long time on different maps, and I can't say I ever got particularly good at navigating Chernarus. I spent more time on other maps really, and then basically played a bit of 0.62 for a while when they first came out. Sort of dipped in for an hour here and there, but was never particularly. It was never in a state that I really enjoyed. Continued playing the mod. Let's go check out this lighthouse. So whilst I've played, did I check this one? Yeah. So whilst I've played a lot of DayZ, it's mostly been on the mod and early in 0.62 development, and then at the point where they said actually we're going to be switching to this new engine, and you know we're ceasing development on 0.62 and focusing all of our efforts on bringing everything over to the new engine and whatnot. Basically, just never came back. I was like, well, there's no point. I'll just leave it to leave them to get their shit done. You know, come back when it's ready. And now with this 0.63 stuff going on, now is the time to come back and take a look. And I have to say, I'm really impressed. Like, it's so much better than 0.62. But hey, you know, all this rambling is mostly to say I don't really know where I'm going most of the time. So this is all a bit of an adventure for me as well. It's kind of nice to come back to this. Oh, there's a castle. Oh, neat. It's nice to come back to this version of it and have surprises, and you know, to come in as a noob and have that experience of being you know, exploring, wide-eyed and exploring this new place and going, wow, it's a castle, that's cool, you know. Whereas I know there's people who've played thousands of hours of 0.62 and whatnot and know this map like the back of their hands, and have adapted to all the tweaks and changes that have gone on over the years, which I never really was a part of. You know, not to mention all just the massive improvements in the quality of the map as a whole. Like, you know, all these the trees and bushes and the lighting and everything have just been changed so much since I last came on it. But yeah, it just really is something beautiful to behold, and just such a pleasure to just wander around in. It's beautiful. I guess I'm just not over the initial newbie, wide-eyed kind of exploring at the moment. I'm sure I'll become cynical and hardened at some point, and you know, learn the map way better than I know it now. But right now, I'm quite happy to just meander around almost at random. You know. I mean, I know where Chernogorsk is, and I know where Electro is, and I know where the northeast airfield, northwest airfield are, you know, Stary Sobor, Novi Sobor. You know, and I'd struggle to navigate there without the aid of a map on my, you know, on a web browser or whatever. But I'd get there, you know. But that said, I know there's all these extra military camps and, you know, little barracks and extra villages and towns and little points of interest that are just all over the place now that never used to be there, particularly in the original mod. There's always something new to find for me at the moment. You know, I haven't seen everything there is to see yet. I'll take that road flare. So yeah, I'm really enjoying my time at the moment. I played a bunch of the stress test and experimental branch before this current content update. I guess I should say I'm playing on the stress test branch at the moment. But it finally seems like they've got their, you know, got shit together, and this patch seems to be working pretty well. But the first 0.63 stress test and experimental branch sort of iterations that they put out for a while, jumped on there, probably played 3 or 4 hours of it, and just immediately noticed how much of an improvement like it was, like just how much of a, it now felt like an actual game. Like it feels so good, you know. But that first patch, that first 0.63 they put out, magazine, was pretty bare bones. Like it was great to finally get my hands on the keyboard and mouse and move it around and just feel how good it feels now. How much slicker and playable it is than it used to be. Especially compared to the bloody Arma 2 mod and everything. And that was all nice, but there just wasn't enough stuff in there. There wasn't enough content. There wasn't enough gear to find. There wasn't enough, you know, like it wouldn't take you long to kind of have explored and seen all of the items that there were to offer. Can I get up there? So I played about 4 or 5 hours. I was super impressed. It's like, you know, it's like good. You guys have, you know, taken all this time, but what you've done works, and you know, you were right to take time to start over and create a new engine. Like I appreciate that, you know. But now with this patch come along, with the addition of some extra weapons, scopes in particular, just to add that extra gameplay element. You know, that extra play style. There's a whole bunch of more interactions and you know, unconsciousness is in there. A compass, so you can actually, you know, navigate, which you could never really do before. There's enough now that I feel like I could actually just play this now, rather than just jump in just to have a look and say, hey, oh, how are you guys doing? How is the game coming along? There's enough in here now with this patch for me to actually go, I'm going to play this all afternoon and have fun playing it. I'm going to get my mates to come and play now. You know, and say, hey guys, do you fancy hanging out and playing some DayZ for a few hours? You know, because it's, you know, there's a lot more to come. A lot is still missing, and a lot is still janky and broken, and you know whatnot. You know, it's nowhere near being complete. But there's enough now, I think, to actually put some time into and just have an enjoyable time, just, you know, exploring and whatnot. Playing DayZ, you know. Okay. Let's see if I can figure out where I am on the map and which way I should go. Okay, yeah, I think I am way up north. Just having a quick look on a online map, see if I can actually figure out where I am. And maybe that's half the fun. Maybe it's time to just run directly away from the coast. Hmm. Don't know if maybe this castle is new or what, but can't see the castle on any particular maps right now. Well, I guess that looks like inland over there, so let's start heading that way. Actually, I think we're probably going to end up with something of a... Oh, wait, hold on. That's not inland at all. That is like the complete opposite of inland. That's in fact outland. Perhaps, is that right? Or am I on an island by some chance? Is it possible that I'm on an island? Oh shit, maybe I'm on an island. Am I on Scalisti Island? This whole thing I've been thinking was like a bay, like a big inlet. Yeah, there's a lighthouse over there. That Krutoy Cap. Krutoy? Fuck, yeah, okay, so I'm not way up north, I'm actually pretty close to Electro. Huh. There you go, a little bit of deduction, a little bit of reasoning. And find out where you want to go. Figure things out. Now the question is there swimming? I guess they're swimming. See, that feels good. Being able to sort of run around, see some new sights, and then figure things out. Figure out your navigation. Like, there's no like hit M for map. You are here, flashing marker. There's a the only reason I figured this out was by looking up a map online, which to be fair is kind of cheating, but DayZ does not hold your hand. You need to look out for landmarks, find a compass, all this kind of stuff. But then, which, I suppose to many might be a pain in the arse. But honestly, when you get it right, put the effort in, you get it right, it feels good, it's satisfying. I was half expected to be trapped on that island because they hadn't implemented swimming or something, Off the top of my head, I'm not entirely sure what is in 0.63 or this build, this recent build, what they've added in particular, barring the extra weapons and scopes and the compass. But then they only put out something of a rough changelog in the last status report, so there's no full status report. I know there's also unconsciousness, which we obviously experienced earlier to our detriment. Okay, is this water? Yeah. And a much wider variety of animals, so that's interesting. Oh, and diseases apparently are in, but I'm not aware of anything that I've watched some streams and stuff of other people playing. It seems that nothing I've picked up from that has indicated anybody's actually experienced the disease. But you can see as I'm drinking this dirty water out of this muddy puddle, you can see on the bottom right my bacteria or disease meter is going up. And we don't know if that means like whether that's just my chances of getting a disease are high at that moment, or what it really means. But okay, I'm gonna have to pop out for a 5 minutes and take a bit of a break. So I'll be back in a little while. What I'm going to do is find somewhere to hide. Maybe down here. I'll be the bus conductor. I'll hide with these sneakers. Sneakers. And see if I die or not. Starve to death. Alright, my apologies. I'll be back in a few minutes. Alright. Sorry about that. I didn't starve to death and nobody shot me, so that's good, I guess. Right there. Hello? Anybody here? Okay, well I have an amount of food and water still in me. I don't know how long it's going to last. I've got no spares. So I guess we'll have a quick look in these, but since this is right on the coast... Oh! Hey man! Hello? Oh, of course, you can't lean at the moment. Looks like he's timed out. Something. Hello? Anybody home? Anybody in there? Well, guess we'll leave him to it. As I was saying, this is newbie spawn central down here, so very unlikely to be anything much to find, but never know your luck. Yes, food, lots of food. Yes. So that's new. Pear trees. I'm trying to remember what they look like, so I can... Oh man, we got fucking Pear City over here. We're not gonna fucking starve for eat that. Oh look, there's the guy with his fucking trousers over there. Hey man. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, do you want a pear?
A pear?
Yeah, you know, food.
Yeah? Okay.
Juicy and delicious. Have fun. What are you up to?
Just about had a coming.
It's probably going to be picked clean over there
A
as
death
well.
zone. It'll be a death zone, there'll be people there. But this is a yes or no question. You can either go on your way, or do you want a fist fight? It'll be more cool than a fist fight.
I'm into a fist
Fair,
fight, man.
fair.
Let's do this shit. I've got more pears than you,
Okay,
buddy.
come on
buddy.
then, bitch. Right. Let's go, let's go. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Okay. I'm limping.
Say uncle. Say uncle.
You say it. You say uncle, bitch. You say uncle. Bitch.
No! I stacked it. Oh, this is cool though. I get to check out what unconscious looks like. I can see the light. Do I walk into the light? Oh, cool. There you go. Can look around, but I've only got like a really small field of vision. The sun, though, look at that. That's got to be the sun, right? Good job, dude.
What the fuck? Jesus Christ, you scared the shit out of me. I thought you were dead. In my winnings, I took your pears.
Dude, I need those to procreate. Don't take my pear, my juicy pear. What do you think you were eating, mate? The fruit of my loins.
Do you get knocked out now on the stress test?
Yeah, they added it in this time. I was unconscious. It was really cool. It's the first time I've been knocked out.
But did you think you were just gonna die?
No, I knew it was in. I just didn't get a chance to try it yet.
Why does it still say my health's going down?
Are you bleeding? Or are you hungry or thirsty?
I'm just gonna eat all your pears, I'm sorry.
That's alright, man. I found loads of them.
Where do you get the pears?
Underneath pear trees, which apparently all of these trees right here, along these like beigey, yellow, green ones.
You made me limp.
They should spawn underneath the trees, but it's just a roll of the dice whether or not you find any or not.
Okay, do you want to come to Cammy with me?
Yeah, let's do this shit.
Okay, try not to run because you've made us limp.
Do you need water? There's like a lake over here.
Yeah, I do. But can I just say something? When you were knocked out, I was screaming out, say uncle.
Yeah, well, it turns out I was talking to you as well.
My friend's nearly at the yeah, my friend's nearly here. So we'll just wait for him here.
Oh, yeah, sure. Hold on.
Do you know the sunflower sign?
No.
Do you know the sunflower man sign down there?
No, not familiar.
Alright, just wait here. You'll literally be here in like...
Just so you know, you see this wrecked bus here? With all the bodies by it. If you go past that, you can see like a wooden footway. And you can find some water down there. If you're a fresh spawn, then just drink and drink and drink and drink until you don't drink anymore. And then you basically don't need to drink ever again until you die.
Okay. I can see him.
Alright, mate. Look, I'm going to leave you to it. I'm going to make my way to Electro. I think I'm going to give Cammy a miss. I go that way every day, so...
Alright, dude. Have a good day.
Well done with the fist fight. You won fair and square. Have one for the road.
Fucking come here. Fucking come here. Exactly.
Chase me. Chase me. You know what? Bit of a squeaker. I tried to go for another like run and punch and just completely missed. And he managed to get a whole bunch of punches in. Like he basically stun locked me, I think, and I just couldn't do anything about it. And it was a bit late when I realised, oh yeah, I can block, right? Blocking would probably be a good idea. But you know, what are you gonna do? The kid won fair and square. Kind of hoping that I've got enough food and water in me at this point. Plus, still 2 pairs left, that's fine. That should keep me going. Because I always find myself spawning basically at that point. At that little barn and house area. End up walking to Kamishovo every friggin' time. Doing that walk along the coast, so we're gonna try and skirt around Kamishovo. Hopefully get to Electro before, yeah, on the food and drink that we've got. So roughly this direction somewhere. See if we can get ourselves into some trouble at Electro. See if we can find a gun or something. I know, kid seemed alright. Would have been kind of nice to hang out with him and his buddy, but to be honest with you, like after a while, I've listened to his little high-pitched voice. Not to be too much of a bigot, of an ageist bigot, but it was starting to wind me up. So. Oh, this is cool. I've seen the sort of paid attention to the patches of woodland that contain, that have all the dead leaves and whatnot on it. But this is all, well, that was, yeah, like all moss, pine cones and stuff, sticks on the ground, ferns, beautiful. We found a path. I feel like that's going to take us in the wrong direction though. It's going to take us back to Tolga where we were earlier on. Oh, yeah, and there's the castle. That's fine. Let's start heading towards the castle. And that road, maybe not that road. Kamishovo will be down there somewhere. See if we can find some mushrooms and stick to the forest and keep an eye out. Can't hurt to have more food on hand. I'd like to say they've been fairly easy to spot when I found them before, just because they're, you know, white mushrooms amongst all the green. Just sort of looking out for any kind of bright patches that might indicate a shroom. Whoa, some bendy ass trees, yo. Definitely looks cool. Like, trees bending like that is not like unnatural, assuming the wind is high enough. It's just going by my my audio. It doesn't sound like the wind is fast enough. Guess by all the debris going past. You can see all the leaves and bits of dirt and stuff flying past. It does look quite quick, but it doesn't really match up to the audio. But I guess that's something they can just sort of adjust to get right. As long as the trees bend appropriately to the wind speed, then we're good to go. There's little random shacks and that sort of caravan thing I found earlier, just dotted around the woods. That was never there on the Arma 2. Now, considering how much DayZ mod I played, the Arma 2 mod, and its various, you know, offspring, all the various, you know, Overwatch, Apocalypse, no, I don't know. There's probably 5 or 6 different, you know, offshoots from the original DayZ, all you know, various stages of base building and like highly militarized with loads of weapons, or you know, all these different sort of takes on it. I played loads of those. Probably, I don't know. It's hard to say. Steam says I've played more than 1,000 hours of Arma 2, but I know for a long part of that we were playing outside of Steam using, you know, various launchers and whatnot. We're getting hungry. These pears. So it's definitely more than that. I know Steam's not correct in that. And I also played the original Arma 2 campaign, the actual, you know, actual Arma 2. Arma 2 and Arma 3 are just great, you know, great military combat games just to start with, you know, without adding DayZ on top. But so yeah, the original, the Arma 2 campaign was set on Chernarus. That's where the map comes from. Ooh, a kitchen knife, fucking yes, love it. But despite all of that, it's amazing how poor I am actually at navigating Chernarus, how little I really know of it. I actually think the mod that we played the most, you know, the Arma 2 DayZ that we played the most, was set on Taviana. I think the map that I know the best is probably Taviana. You know, and that's before water tablets and hunting knife. Okay, I've got 2 knives. So now I can do the whole, like, this is a knife, this is a knife. I can just draw out 2 knives. Can probably navigate large parts of Tanoa, whatever, the Arma 3 jungle map. Played a lot of Arma 3 Exile, particularly on Tanoa. It's such a good map. I mean, oh man, Tanoa was such a fantastic map. Just gorgeous. Probably, aside from this particular iteration of Chernarus, probably the best map that Bohemia have ever made for any of their okay, that's that. That looks like castle up there to me. Awesome. Just caught that out of the corner of my eye. Played well over 1,000 hours of Arma 3 in various iterations, all of the DLC campaigns and single player stuff, a bunch of multiplayer stuff, like particularly Exile. Just sort of a, you know, full map, open world kind of situation, much like DayZ. You know, that the sort of game mode that was spawned originally by DayZ on Arma 2, inspired by that. Probably the best of Exile's probably the best of breed, I think, on the Arma 3 engine. If you're looking for this kind of like spawn somewhere with nothing, loot buildings, fight other players and survive kind of a thing, Exile is really worth a look on Arma 3. It's fantastic. Plus they've got the added aspects of base building and you know, a monetary system and shops, you know, so you can buy and sell and trade and whatnot. Much more militarized than DayZ. DayZ is more about the survival side of things, whereas something like Exile is way more about PvP. But once modding is out there for DayZ standalone, I'm sure we're going to see much more militarized variants on this theme. Okay, I guess we'll take those. It's amazing how much nicer and safer this place feels right now compared to how it felt when we visited it in the middle of the fucking night an hour or so ago. Oh, fuck you, zombie. At least give me a can of beans for my trouble, will you? The atmosphere at night is just something else in this game. Water purification tablets. It's like somebody parachuted a big crate of water purification tablets. Ooh, that's a nice find, actually. That is a nice find. A canteen. Can we fit it? Yes, we can fit it. Fantastic. It's as if somebody flew over with a big crate of water purification tablets and parachuted it out the back, and then somebody else below just launched a missile into it, just scattering purification tablets just far and wide. Oh, what's this? Put this on my back? No. I guess we'll keep the hunting knife. Put that into slot 1. And we'll take the hatchet in our hands for now. Oh shit, which way did I... Oh fuck, I've just lost my orientation entirely. Which way did I come in? Did I come in this way? I think I did. I came across this first. Yeah, this way. We've got to go this way. Actually, that canteen's full of water as well, so we're set on that. That's good. Can still do with a mushroom or two. Yeah, so that road is going to head south. And end up at Electro. So that's going to be roughly north that way, roughly south this way. And Electro should be kind of in this direction. So let's just go as the crow flies. See what we can do. I guess maybe there's more obscurous navigation stuck in the archives of my brain somewhere out there. I'm feeling as I play a few more hours of this here and there, I'm starting to... There's certain areas and locations that are starting to become more familiar to me. I feel a bit more comfortable about navigating. Don't feel like I'm just going into the great unknown right now. A lot of them closer to the coast, to be fair. I mean, in my mind's eye, I can visualise Starry Sovor pretty well. Obviously a pretty hot spot on Chernarus over the various iterations of DayZ for a long time. Perhaps below to airfield, such like, but was there something in there? Ooh, a battery. Alright, I'll take you battery. I think there's more of it in there than I would care to admit. So is that the castle up there? Whatever, we're going to start heading back more towards the coast. Look at this wood. Look at this. The crickets. That owl hooting far away. The sound of the wind and the swaying branches. There's something really pleasurable in this, just to exist in this world, you know. Kind of one of the reasons I've been considering picking up No Man's Sky, actually, since they put out that big No Man's Sky next patch. This is the right way to go. Let's just go this way. It seems like they've Well, in fact, it's kind of weirdly like a sort of parallel to what's happened with DayZ, I suppose. Like they've sort of at least started making good on the promise. I mean, I'll be honest, I always had faith, actually in both games, that they'd get there in the end. I played Bohemia games since the original Operation Flashpoint, which I absolutely loved at the time, and played untold hours of that as well, way back in the day. Was that 2000, 2001, something like that? 99 even? I don't know. And I know this Bohemia just kind of have something special going on, something different to what the rest of the games industry is doing. They've got their own niche, you know, and I'm well aware that I'm all in on that niche. That niche is for me. And I, you know, through all that time, I've always felt like they care about their games. You know, they know what they want to make, and they're going to make it. The length of time it's taken for DayZ to, you know, to be developed, so it's almost, it's getting on to 5 years since early access, I think. And there's no doubt that it was in development inside their studio for, you know, since way before that. I mean, probably since they hired Dean Hall, the original DayZ mod creator. I'm actually starting to feel a bit more unsure of my location at this point, but whatever, it's fine, we'll press on. And you know, like, it's worth acknowledging up front that it's disappointing, you know, it's annoying and disappointing that it's taken so long for DayZ standalone to get to this point that we're at. You know, I think there's genuine criticism to be made. But there's no doubt in my mind that they've only ever made the right decisions. It's, well, I say only ever, you know, there's definitely the aspect that developing video games is hard and takes a long time. You know, most games spend years in development, you know. Most games spend years and years in development. Oh dear, I think I'm actually further back than I thought. Is that an island? Have I come full circle somehow? Let's see what we can see from here. That's an island. Yeah, I've lost my way somewhere along the line. We're actually way further back than I thought we were. We've looped around Kamishovo, but we're still a ways away from Electro, where I thought we'd be. Yeah, I've come out of that castle at the wrong angle. Oh well, that's fine. We'll keep this coast on our left and hope we'll make it. But yeah, games take years and years to develop. Like, it's just a fact. They're some of the biggest, hardest software products that get made, like, you know, in the world. I mean, barring, you know, all of Facebook or all of Google, you know, these large web applications, but in terms of standalone pieces of software that you install on your computer, video games are probably the biggest, most complex that you can do. I should sort of clarify that. What I really mean is, you know, AAA ones. You know, these big, like take Doom or Overwatch, or you know, any of these like big AAA games, 3D first-person shooters and giant adventure games and all this kind of stuff. You know, your Skyrims of the world and whatnot. They take years to develop, years and years. Hell, Bethesda only just acknowledged that they were developing Elder Scrolls 5, and the only information we've got about it is that they're targeting, like, so we know this thing has been in development and probably internally in development for a long time, probably for years, and they're targeting the generation of consoles after the current one, and that generation of consoles is not even on the horizon right now. Like, there's been just about whisperings that that Sony and Microsoft and whoever are thinking about what it is that they might want to make. You know, we're that far out. That's how long these things take to build, and they're super hard. Like, I mean, to be clear, I've never worked on video games. I'm a software developer, but I've never worked on video games. And when I used to work for companies, we used to do these pretty big bespoke software projects for sort of business to business kind of stuff. You know, it'd be these great big databases of whatever it was the company did, you know, the client company did, and we build these huge web applications, internal web applications, the sort of software that a company uses inside the company. You know, and we're talking, one of the ones we did was for the organisation in the UK that handles copyright for all published books. Right, so if you want to photocopy a book or something like that, you know, or a published work, and you want to photocopy it, then obviously there's a copyright aspect to that. And you know, do you need to pay somebody money for that? You know, to take copies of it? Do you know? It was all about managing that kind of thing, and we had a database full of several million publications, and then all there was some very complicated rules. It was as a sort of semi-government organization that this piece of software was being built for, to manage this copyright. You can imagine that the rules around how the pricing for copyright was figured out, incredibly complex, like just incredibly complicated. You know, with all these weird, you know, depending on what country the book came from and what treaty the UK had with that country regarding copyright and whatever. So it was really complicated. It took us years to build. It was incredibly hard. We had so many problems along the way because of the complexity and the size of the thing. And this was a project that probably at max had 10 people working on it. Oh dear, we're getting pretty ill. You know, I'm not looking good. I'm going to go up to that church. Maybe God will be my salvation. And that's probably one of the biggest projects I've ever worked on. And we were, considering what the contract originally was, we were over budget. It took too long. Oh shit, I'm going to die. I think I'm going to die. We ran into all sorts of problems. It all seemed hunky-dory when we first started, but of course, as you go, you discover problems. You figure out that what you designed, the design we were working to, wasn't going to work for one reason or another. This aspect of the project wasn't going to work. We needed to change this, which meant we had to change that, and then that meant we had to change this, and you know, so on and so forth, round and round, backwards and forwards for years and years. You know, and it's just it's the nature of software. And in fact, the nature of large projects. You know, if you look at a large construction project, for example, you know, building some massive building, the architect draws up some pretty pictures, but once the rubber meets the road, what's that? Human steak. I'll take that. You know, once your plans meet reality, no matter how experienced you are, and you know, let me say that the company that I worked for was full of very talented people, working hard and doing their best. We still had trouble, you know, endless trouble. It was hard. So watching DayZ sort of go through these struggles over the years to get to this point, and for them to take the decision to, oh, can I get up? That's a can of tuna. I could do with that. I'm so hungry. I'm gonna just eat this human flesh. Gonna do it. It's no surprise to me that a project as large as DayZ, as ambitious as DayZ, has had delays and problems, and the fact that the developers have gone, do you know what? We have concluded that what we have right now with 0.62, or in fact earlier than 0.62, is not going to meet our requirements. The engine that we're building it on, all of this stuff, you know, when they first started working on it and had all these ambitions, and they go, actually, we've spent a few years developing it and trying our best, and we've come to the conclusion that this just is not going to work the way we wanted it to. And for them to take a step back and say, okay, well, we're going to push it, we're going to start work on a new engine, port the whole game over to that, you know, an engine that will do what we need and will allow us to create the game that we envisioned, at the expense of it taking several extra years. That's an incredibly brave and bold move, and in fact probably the correct one. It sucks that it's added all these extra years onto it. It sucks that it's taken so long. I love this game as much as, you know, any game I've ever played, but it's not their fault per se. It's an incredibly ambitious game to build. And for them to take that step back and say, do you know what, we're starting over. Man, I'm going to die. I am so going to die. Is ultimately the right decision, because they could have carried on the way they were going. Oh, no message received. And released a shit game. Basically, they could have just carried on the way they were going with 0.62, which was clunky and horrible. And I played an hour or so of that every 6 months, or, you know, every time a new patch came out, you know, jumped in for an hour, and every time I was like, nah, it's not ready yet, it's not fun to play. And they could have released that. They could release that now if they wanted to. They could have carried on working on it, and anybody working on 0.63 could have carried on working on 0.62. And whatnot. Search for a server. And they could have put whatever that game came out to be, they could have put that out, and then it would have been out sooner. But it would have been a shit game. It wouldn't have been what they wanted from it. It wouldn't be what we want from it. And instead they took that bold decision to, you know, basically start over. Build this new engine. They knew it was going to take a long time, and ultimately get a better game out of it at the end of the day. Oh. Okay, I'm back with the church. My food's going up. So, you know, you know, I'm not going to whine about the amount of time it takes. I've got plenty of other games to play. Let's see if we die on the way to this church. I've got plenty of stuff to do. I don't need DayZ to be ready tomorrow, you know. I'm not going to have that, you know. Sending the developers shitty tweets, complaining every day about how it's not here yet and how they... It's like, I've seen plenty of comments on Reddit and Twitter and whatnot saying, oh, they took the money and ran. It's all a scam. It's like, dude, no. How was it a scam? Like, the easy way out would have been to just release what they had, right? Or even, they could have just taken the mod, the original Arma 2 mod, packaged that into a installer, and then flogged that for, you know, 30 quid, and then just sat there raking in the money. That's not what they did. They took the hard way out. They took the most difficult possible route they could have done. They sucked up all of that hate from all of those internet arseholes, constantly whining at them, whilst they sat there and beavered away to make the game good. They realised the game was not going to be good, and they took that time and effort to make it good. That's not the easy way out. That's a hard choice. Oh man, I am so gonna die. Just watch me starve to death. Okay, come on. Come on. Come on, house. Give me some shit, please. So yeah, I have plenty of respect for Bohemia and the development of DayZ. Do I wish it was here earlier? Of course I do. Am I tired of being constantly excited about this game that has never, you know, not shown up for all these years? Of course. You know, there's plenty to be upset about. Maybe they could have made better decisions to begin with. Maybe they should have started here to begin with. But, you know, here we are. Hindsight is 2020. Complaining about what somebody should have done is stupid and pointless unless, you know, what they should have done is would have been obvious at the time, which it wasn't. So I've got plenty of love for come on, give me some food. Plenty of love for Bohemia, and yeah, good job. I think this patch in particular shows that they managed to get their shit together. Oh, can I move quicker by just jumping? I can. Let's do that. Oh, this is risky. Fucking chicken. Come on, man. Give me that chicken. No, come back, chicken. Come the fuck back. I need to eat you. I need to eat you so bad. I don't even care if you're cooks, mate. Just come here. Ah, oh, fuck. I can't catch it up. I can't catch it up. I'm too fucking knackered. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die before I get back to this stupid house. health is going down and it's already red. Come on. All I can hope is that one of these buildings is going to have a can of food or something in it. There's water over there, thankfully, but I don't need water. Hello? Hello? Anybody? Hello? I'm dying. Could somebody feed me, please? I would really love some food. Dying of hunger really fucking sucks. Oh my god, I'm surprised I'm still alive right now, to be honest with you. It's not gonna... Alright, doesn't affect my stomach at all. No, nothing, nothing, nothing. It's fucking zombie time out there, seriously. Bike helmet is not going to help me. Oh my god. I've got to Electro at least, that was the plan, right? Call it 100% success. Oh, matchbox. No, I don't need you, matchbox. Just some food. Frankly, I'm surprised I'm still alive. Oh my god, give me something. If only I hadn't started a fight with that 12-year-old. If only I'd kept all those pears, I'd be totally fine right now. No problem. Fucking regrets. Talk about regret. Oh my god. Show me potato salad. Great. Bullets. Can't eat fucking bullets, can you? It's all gone horribly wrong. I'll be honest, staying alive is usually the least of my troubles when it comes to food and drink and stuff. But I really should have paid attention this time around, that's my bad. What's that? Pebble. Oh, god damn it. Are you a pear tree? I don't think you are. No. Oh my god, how am I still going? Just the will to live. Okay, can't get in there. Holy shit. Come on, zombie, have some food on. Oh no. There's got to be some food somewhere in this shithole. Come on, zombie. Oh, such a... Yeah, flashing now. That's it. This is it for me. Fucking murder this zombie at least. Come on, you piece of shit. Fucking die. Come on, zombie, you bastards. Fucking... Nothing. Nothing. Can't even climb up this step, I'm so fucked up. Let's try and make it to the church at least. Where we can die peacefully. Down here somewhere, I think. We're not going to make it. We'll just be in the middle of the road, starved to death. Maybe somebody will come along and put us out of our misery. Can I commit suicide? I can. That's fucked. Game over. Alright, well that's going to do it for me tonight, I think. Had enough running around, half starved to death. We'll do this again sometime. Until next time, good night everybody.